Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you're on YouTube, click the alert notification button, and if you like the video, please click like and share.
So thank you all for joining and being here. We're going to be telling you a bit more about the BAT graduate scheme and Battle of Minds. Give a Go are absolutely delighted to be working with BAT on Battle of Minds competition. We'll be telling you a lot more about it, and I'm really happy to be joined by Tanya and Zoe today. Tanya is HR business partner in UK and Ireland at BAT, and Zoe is employer branding executive. I'll let them have a proper introduction in a second, but I'll just quickly tell anyone who doesn't already know about Give a Go a very brief introduction to who we are and what we do. So as the name suggests, we do work with graduates. We are a recruitment consultancy. We place graduates up to 2 years, up to 5 years, sorry, actually. But our niche is really between the sort of fresh graduates and 3 years experience. So people that are looking for a job, we'll always be there. And we work very closely with a lot of startup companies. And being a startup ourselves, we completely understand what it's like to have that entrepreneurial drive. And I think that's one of the main reasons that we're so happy to be working with BAT on this competition today. So without further ado, I'll pass over to Tanya and Zoe if you wanted to briefly introduce yourselves.
Yes,
thanks,
hello,
Katie.
Oh, sorry, are we kind of clashing?
Go for it, Tanya.
Hello, I'm Tanya. Thank you very much for the introduction, Katie. I'm the HR business partner for BAT UK, British American Tobacco UK. Our end market, our offices are based in Chiswick, which is the sort of client base that I'm responsible for. And we also have a smaller office based in Dublin. And then I'll let Zoe introduce herself next.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in today to get to learn a bit more about BAT as well as Battle of Minds. And glad that I can talk a little bit about myself as well. So I'm Zoe. I started with BAT in July last year as a junior executive in employer branding, and recently was actually promoted to my full title is junior HR business partner and employer branding executive. It's a bit of a mouthful, but unlike Tanya, I'm actually based in Copenhagen, Denmark. This is our office, and let me just share my camera so you can see the lovely view that I get every day I'm in the office. There's the lovely harbour there.
Amazing.
Yes, and on a daily basis, I work with people across Northwest Europe area, hence also with Tanya, and it just really makes my work very interesting and diverse. So I guess we can go on to tell you a little bit more about BAT. Yes, and this is just letting you know that we will be going on to Battle of Minds a little bit later, but we'd love to just let you know a bit more about what we have to offer as well. So just the next slide. Yes. So if you haven't heard of us before, we are a multi-category consumer goods business with over 53,000 employees worldwide working within digital marketing, branding, sales, finance, supply chain, operations, IT, legal, and HR. We have our UK office in Chiswick, London. That's where Tanya is sitting. And our global headquarters is along the embankment and a research and development center in Southampton. Traditionally, the bread and butter of our business is founded upon combustibles, but we are heavily investing in new category products without tobacco, which are within the nicotine space, and we do aspire to go beyond that as well. Our purpose is to build a better tomorrow by reducing the health impact of our business, and it is our ambition to accelerate our transformation through this range of potentially reduced risk products. And this is actually currently being used by nearly 11 million consumers worldwide already for our new category products. And at the same time, we set sail towards a commitment to be more sustainable by aiming to become carbon neutral by 2050. Contrary to what you may think, our largest function is actually marketing. So we have plenty of opportunities for our employees to work with international brands in multiple categories within sub-functions like digital marketing, data-driven insights, strategic planning, product innovation, and both for online and offline brand activation. Just the next slide now. Thank you. And here at BAT, we want you to be the change, to challenge conventions, challenge status quo, push boundaries. And what we can offer you is that we are one of the most diverse organizations in the world, where on a daily basis you get to work with colleagues from different backgrounds and the opportunity to be exposed in a global setting, being involved in area-wide projects as well. We are also geographically one of the most diverse organizations that allows our talent to explore the world and potentially work in different countries. And finally, we want to create a positive impact by inviting you to be our change makers and help transform the organization for the better. So there are plenty of opportunities every year for junior talent, such as internships and graduate roles that can be a great stepping stone for your career. And next slide. Here we can have a little bit more of a deep dive into our global graduate program and what it consists of. So you can start the program within the functions of marketing, finance, and operations. Sometimes we have opportunities in our other functions as well, depending on the current opportunities available. There's definitely a lot of learning and development throughout the program. I myself, as a junior executive, have gone through many workshops that just isn't just work related, but also personal development and all of the skills and capabilities that you can build up along the way to support you throughout your career. So the graduate program itself is 18 months duration, which is 3 rotations in different sub-functions, which allows you to just have a really broad understanding of how all the functions sort of come together, and really get to know BAT inside out. And you will also be able to participate in the Global Grad Academy and meet graduates across BAT. And that is a 2-week program that was traditionally held in person in our global headquarters. But now, due to the digital era as well as Corona, we've had to move it all virtual. But it's still a great program, academy, where you get a fabulous opportunity to meet senior leadership team of BAT, attend different lectures, and network with so many people. It's also a way to understand the wider world of BAT and the potential it offers. And it really helps you sort of focus in 3 key areas. So, building your functional capabilities, sharpening your commercial edge, and honing your leadership skills. So, there's also opportunity to meet senior managers, and it just gives you a fantastic insight into the future direction of our business, as well as your own professional development, and just meet fellow graduates from around the world and share your experiences. So our program will definitely see you hit the ground running from day one, and it contributes sort of, yeah, on a day-to-day basis. You have real responsibility straight away, own your projects, and we allow you to work independently as well. And just the next slide. So this is Mark, one of our talented employees in the UK, who we did a little interview about his journey at BAT. And he's from Ireland. He has been working with us for almost 3 years, where he first joined as a global graduate in 2018, and he's been a couple different roles since. So it's never boring at BAT. You'll always have a new role within 1 year, 2 years. It just really depends on what you're interested in, and we will definitely want to support you with your development there. So his rotation within the global graduate program itself, it consisted of 3 months in digital, brand, and sales, which gave a really great overall understanding of the business foundations. And he had direct interactions with retailers to provide knowledge of our products, the performance and success. So he really got that first-hand knowledge there. And some of the projects he worked with included launching new product categories, building from scratch, and also products where the business had no prior understanding at the beginning. So it just really shows that. Yeah, BAT sort of wants you as global graduates to really take the lead and develop your potential there. And then we also have global partnerships with some really great great partnerships there. And he worked on those, which is always keeps it exciting. And management board podcasts as well. So getting that firsthand interaction with people from our management board, and also portfolio innovation. So looking at future categories beyond nicotine and beyond tobacco, and a pipeline of products that we can bring to our consumers. So, in Mark's words, the best part of the GG program, Global Graduate Program, is the Grad Academy, where he was able to spend 2 weeks staying at a hotel, attending presentations from the CEO, the CMO, and meeting other global graduates. And he thought it was just such a great experience learning about different cultures, what happens in the other end markets across BAT as well. And he's made some lifelong friends. And as well as that, he's had the opportunity to travel throughout his career with BAT to such as a Sweden factory, meet colleagues in Kenya and the Nairobi office, and visit Moscow for work for a week. So, as a multinational, fast moving consumer goods business, we do have opportunities worldwide for our talent to travel and work in different countries. And many of our management board actually started off as a global graduate. So, it just, as a global graduate, you are seen as the future leaders of BAT. And we will definitely use a lot of resources to actually empower you and to train you to become that. So, I hope this sounds super interesting to you guys and that you would love to be a part of the Global Graduate Program. And if so, then definitely, keep an eye out on when we're doing recruitments, and you can always submit your application there. But that's it from my side for now, and we can definitely answer some of your questions later on.
Well, thank you so much to Zoe for giving us a real flavour of life at BAT as a graduate, and also just giving us a bit more context behind our business and our industry, shall we say. So today I wanted to talk to everybody and introduce what Battle of Minds is. So Battle of Minds is our global competition. It actually started back in 2004. It was sort of invented by Bangladesh, shall we say, and the competition has evolved so much over the years. The prizes, the way it's ran has evolved, and this year it has definitely evolved. We are, the prize is, I think, very attractive. I'm sure that is also something that you may have seen in our campaign. It is a chance for you to get creative and challenge yourself, and it has a real entrepreneurial spin. We are proposing 4 exciting challenges for you and your teams to choose from and take part in. And for your chosen challenge, you will need to respond to one of the briefs, which I will go through in a moment, and prepare a pitch deck. So, and then develop the unique product and service, and undergo an assessment. And if you do well, it will go through to the local rounds. And if it does even better, it will then be presented to the global round, where the management board are part of the assessors. Go to next slide, please. So you can join the competition if you're already part of a team. Unfortunately, we can't take single applicants, but if you know somebody else who would like to be part of your team or would like to join up, please find that person. I think it's really well worth it. The eligibility stipulates that you need to be a current university student in the UK or graduated within the past 5 years. If you know anyone else in any of these countries, these are the other countries in BAT that are participating. So if they go to one of the local universities listed in those countries as well, they can take part. You need to be from the same country if you're going to be from the team, because it's a particular country that you're representing. So if you want to find someone else to join your team for the UK, it needs to be somebody else who's graduated or is studying in the UK at the moment. Next slide, please. So these are the 4 challenges. We've got a farming, energy, waste, and a culture challenge. So without further ado, I'll go through each one by one. Go to the next slide, please. So the culture challenge, that was by the water cooler. Due to the COVID, we have many office-based roles have had to be performed from home, myself included at the moment. Working from home has had many unplanned, unintended consequences, reduced emissions from commuting and printing. But we have increased emissions from heating homes, and arguably it's been detrimental to the workplace culture. Can you, and as a challenge, create a product that promotes workplace culture in a working from home setting, and that also builds on employee commitment to reducing the environmental impact? So that's challenge number 1. Moving on to number 2, the farming challenge. As the population is set to increase to 10 billion by 2050, we must increase agricultural yields and enhance farmer livelihoods whilst balancing the threats that over-farming pose. How might we increase food security whilst ensuring environmental benefits are achieved? Can you create an idea sharing platform for farmers to use? And is there a product which you think you could revolutionize this industry? Next one. I think they're quite diverse actually. The waste challenge. Despite the availability of recyclable packaging and materials, many consumers are not recycling their waste, which consequently ends up in mainstream waste flows and destined for landfill incineration. How might we encourage consumers to dispose of their waste appropriately? And have you got an idea for a product that could significantly reduce waste or food packaging that could be planted? And the final one, many individuals in developing countries lack access to energy sources that are both sustainable and affordable. How can we leverage sustainable energy sources to generate positive social impacts? I think you may agree these challenges are really wide, they're really challenging, but they really, I think, are quite personal to a lot of people's passions and their hearts. And BAT obviously has a very strong ESG focus, and I think this is very strong to our hearts as well as our values. And so we are really inviting like-minded people to come up with a really good idea and be an entrepreneur and pitch that. So when it comes to the prizes, so this is your opportunity to really come up with an idea, work as a team, collaborate, pitch the idea and have a real good business plan. Anything is possible in Battle of Minds, so please throw yourselves into a new challenge. There are going to be prizes for a winning UK entrant team, who may be invited to participate in the next stage, which is the global level of the competition against all the competitors from the countries listed earlier. Next slide, please. In terms of the local winners, the prizes are going to range from a monetary recognition to possible internship opportunities. The internship opportunities can vary in different functions. It may be in marketing and various strands of marketing, in finance, it might be in the legal team, or it might be an HR team. There are specific terms and conditions associated to this, so if you're interested, please go and have a look, and that is all listed there. In terms of the global winning team, there is a global prize to receive up to £50,000 as a non-conditional investment in your idea, and the support needed to get the idea up and running, which I'll talk a bit more about, which is the potentially a place on the accelerator program for startups specifically. The runners-up will receive, and this is the global winners runners-up, will win up to receive up to £25,000 as a non-conditional investment as well, alongside also that accelerator programs for startups as well. Next slide, please. So this is the accelerator group that I was talking about, which is called Project Collab. So following on from the competition, the winner and the runners-up may be offered a place in something called Project Collab, which is our sort of ESG, so Environmental Social Governance Accelerator Program, and it's run in partnership with B Tomorrow Ventures, which is a corporate venture capital strand or an arm of BAT. It is at the sole discretion of BTV and BAT, and again, more details are in the terms and conditions if you're interested to find out more about that. Next slide, please. So just to give you an idea of previous winners, back in 2019-2020 winners, Kenya produced the winning team, and what they came up with was a waste recycling concept to harness the power of 3D printing technology. This offered affordable housing to low-income earners by sort of recycling and using plastic waste as a form of the raw material. They won based on the strength and originality of the idea, as well as strength and quality of the business plan. Back in 2018-19, the winning team came from Bangladesh. Their team name was Harvest, and it was to come up, and they came up with a seed to sell solution for farmers. Their business case used AI technology to streamline the supply chain, directly connecting farmers to retailers and therefore making everything more seamless and efficient and eliminating the need for inventory and warehousing costs, which therefore reduced food wastage. Their depth of research was obviously impressive. Their presentation skills and the business feasibility won them their internships back in 2018-19. I think we go on to the next slide. This is some quotes, some encouraging quotes from those in charge of the global judging. They are waiting for some excellent registrations and hopefully submissions. We're really keen to get some great submissions through for the UK. We truly believe there are some very bright, eager, keen entrepreneurs out there amongst our graduates in the UK, and we would love to see UK as a winner for 2021. Got any more slides? So this is the crux of it all. How do you join? So currently our website is open for registrations. What you need to do is actually register, and you have up until the 13th of June, so we've got a few weeks to go. Simply register your team name, your name, and others need to register their names as well, your team members. And then decide on which challenge you choose to go for, and start to go through the T&Cs, which will inform you on how to best prepare your pitch. Your pitch needs to be presented and submitted on the site between the 14th of June and the 27th of June. So those are the timelines for the competition. Next slide, please. We then have the local round, which is the screening, and you'll be invited to join. And if you're successful, and we think it's very strong, you will be then put forward for global round, which will be held virtually. It's all a bit small there on my screen, but there's the timeline. So in terms of where we're at now, just as a reminder, we're at the team registration point, so no submissions needed, but this is a time to prepare your submissions. And then we've got local rounds assessments starting from the 14th of, from the 28th of June. And then we've got the global final much further down the line in the year. But for now, we're really interested to hear from you. We'd really like some strong submissions. We want to see what ideas people have, and we want to be absolutely blown away. This is your chance to get an investment and put your idea to fruition. So thank you very much. If you've got any questions, please go to the site, and we've also got our FAQs, and we've also got contact details if you've got any questions for us specifically on the competition, and we'll be more than happy to answer anything.
And just a note on that one, feel free to whip out your phone cameras now, just to scan the QR code in case you wanted to go onto our Battle of Minds official website, or even follow us on Instagram so you can get a glimpse into life at BAT, about our people and culture across all of Northwest Europe area.
That's great. Thank you both so much for taking the time to explain that. It's such an exciting competition, and I think I'm really looking forward to hearing the ideas that some of the candidates have. We've just got someone said thank you. Thank you, Andrea. We do have a couple of questions that we've been receiving. So the first one was somebody asked if they need to be in a team to apply, and could they team up with somebody else in a different country?
Unfortunately, you need to be in a team with someone from the same country. So if you are studying in a UK university, you need to team up with someone else from a UK university. Similarly, if you've graduated and you are, but you graduated from a UK university, but you're sat in, let's say, Bangladesh, for example, you do need to team up with, and it still needs to be within the 5 years, you still need to team up with someone who graduated from the UK.
That's great, thank you. And the other question we had was somebody asked whether they can change team members during the competition. I'm not sure if that's ever happened, or is that allowed?
I believe it's on the FAQ, but I at the moment, I believe that you can't actually change team members. So once you've registered, the team members need to stay the same.
Okay, that's great, thank you. And then the last question was, I know you sort of touched earlier that the majority will be virtual. How much is virtual and how much will be in person for the competition?
As it stands, everything will be virtual. I think actually it's probably the most sensible way to plan. If we plan for in person, probably something will change, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is planned for virtual, just so we can ensure that everything runs smoothly and we can obviously progress with the competition.
That's brilliant. Thank you. So yeah, thank you so much everyone that's been on this webinar. I hope that's been useful, and I'm really excited to start seeing some of the ideas that you all have. Tanya and Zoe, thank you so much for presenting and sharing all that information with us. Do you have any final words before we go? We will be sending around some more information afterwards as well.
No, but thank you to everybody for joining in. It was great to see some people come in, and we're really hoping to get the submissions in for sure.
That's great. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll look forward to
Thank you.
seeing your submissions.